Citing legal errors, Justice Mia Gul Hassan Aurangzeb of the Islamabad High Court has ordered a stay of the jail trial in the Sham cipher case. The trial was being conducted in secrecy inside the Adiala Jail, with the government misleading the court, calling it an open trial. The short order was issued in response to Imran Khan's petition challenging the trial, including the framing of the charges and a gag order on the media. Justice Aurangzeb asked why in-camera proceedings were being held when his court had previously ordered an open trial and observed that, quote, "This does not look like an open trial," end quote. While presenting his arguments for the petitioner, Barrister Salman Akram Raja said testimonies of witnesses recorded during in-camera proceedings were already available on the internet, as everything was written in the certified copy of the court order. The court issued notices to the Federation seeking its response to PDI's petition and ordered the trial court to suspend proceedings until the 11th of January. This is not the first time the higher courts have pointed out legal errors in cases related to Imran Khan. Earlier, the Supreme Court said there were glaring errors in the verdict of the Tosha Khana case. Former Foreign Minister and Vice Chairman PTI Shah Mehmood Qureshi was presented in court today after his uncivilized and ruthless abduction by Punjab's law enforcement yesterday. He appeared at the judicial complex in Rawalpindi under the supervision of a heavy contingent of police, but appeared determined. Mr. Qureshi's daughter Maharbano Qureshi addressed the media, saying it was shocking to see such a large number of police personnel stopping the public and media from entering the court premises, as if Mr. Qureshi was a terrorist or a threat to the people of Pakistan. Shah Mehmood Qureshi was emotional as he addressed the judge, stating that he had represented Pakistan on various international forums, holding the flag of the country high. It is very unjust for the state to treat him like a common criminal, especially when a high-ranking person had clearly stated his innocence in the events of May 9th. Journalist Mughis Ali reported that Shah Mehmood Qureshi told the court that he was, quote, kicked, punched, kept in a cold room, not allowed to sleep, lights were repeatedly turned on, mentally and physically harassed, end quote. He added that medical help was refused by the police officers when he started feeling unwell. Mental and physical torture of political prisoners is a violation of fundamental human rights and Pakistan's commitments under international law. The duty judge at the Rawalpindi Judicial Complex rejected the prosecution's plea for physical remand, granting a judicial remand instead. Mr. Qureshi has been returned to the Adiala Jail. Pakistan is in international news yet again for all the wrong reasons. Clips of the violent arrest and disgraceful manhandling of former Foreign Minister and Vice Chairman PTI Shah Mehmood Qureshi went viral on social media. It has been widely condemned on international news media, casting an unfavorable light on Pakistan's unconstitutional, fascist government, which has the backing of the country's powerful establishment. Even back home in Pakistan, journalists and civil society emphatically criticized the manner of Mr. Qureshi's re-arrest from outside the Adiala Jail on Wednesday. Key figures from across the political spectrum in Pakistan were unanimous in their condemnation of the treatment of a senior political prisoner. The country is seeing unprecedented scenes of oppression, media gags, political victimization, and human rights violations against Pakistan's largest and most popular political party, PTI, since the false flag events of May 9th.
And now let's take a quick look at some other stories making headlines around the world. Pakistan's former foreign minister has been re-arrested just as he was being released from detention. This is Shah Mehmood Qureshi being manhandled, pushed, and dragged in the process. The Supreme Court granted him bail last week. Qureshi is accused of anti-state activities and causing damage to public and private properties in the civil unrest that erupted after the arrest of ex-Premier Imran Khan. And now let's take a quick look at some other stories making headlines around the world. Pakistan's former foreign minister has been re-arrested.
Former Israeli Army Chief of Staff Dan Halitz hinted that Israel has already lost the war against Hamas in Gaza. Halitz, in a recent interview aired on Channel 7, stressed that the only victory to be achieved is the overthrow of Prime Minister Netanyahu. Iranian news outlet Press TV reported that Israel suffered a humiliating defeat at the hands of the Palestinian nation and resistance as they managed to incapacitate the regime in its bloody war on the besieged Gaza Strip. Israeli news outlet Ynet reported that Israel's long-term ally, the United States, has rejected the Zionist state's request for Apache helicopters. Meanwhile, the Palestinian resistance movement, Hamas, says the resistance and its military leaders are in good condition after 48 days of Israeli onslaught against the Gaza Strip, stressing that the occupying regime was unable to achieve any of its goals. Israeli forces have continued their carnage, raiding Ramallah and other cities across the occupied West Bank. The World Health Organization has stated that thousands of Palestinians are fleeing Gaza and Khan Yunis to escape the Israeli onslaught on civilians. In Gaza, at least 21,100 people, mostly women and children, have been killed, with 55,243 reported injured since October 7th. The death toll from Hamas's attack on Israel stands at 1,139.